today to Piper Moretti, right? Moretti, right?
Yes, that's right. You got it.
Oh, good. I got it. You know what? I am just going to start off by confessing that I know very little about crypto. I do not yet own it. Dang, I missed that investment, right?
You did not miss it, but we'll get into that. That's fine.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Because I just feel a little bit like there's so much for me to learn when it comes to it. Anyway, what is really cool, and that, one of the reasons that we're having you on the panel at our Ignite and Innovate is because you are one of the few people who has actually used it to purchase real estate.
Yeah.
Wow. That's just mind blowing to me. And, what I'd love to do is I'd love to just go back a little bit and say, first of all, how'd you get involved in crypto? And then how did you actually manage to transact a deal like that? That's incredible.
Well, okay. Yeah. I mean, I agree. I mean, it was no small feat, I will tell you that. But I actually got into it after I did a couple of deals in crypto. So
no way.
Yeah,
I totally thought well, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So there we go. Right. We don't have to know about it to go forward in it. Right. Okay.
Nope.
You thought, okay, why not? So you did.
Exactly. Yeah. And I hadn't been in, I'm still kind of I like to consider myself a youngster in real estate. I've only been in it for about 7 years, and at the time I'd only been in it for maybe a couple of years. Right. So there was nobody there to tell me, no, you can't do this. Right. So that was like an advantage, I guess. And I was like, I'm going to figure this out. So, and we did, I'd heard of it, I'll back up a little bit. I heard of it in 2009, when it was coming, to fruition, it's just a, baby coin at that point. And I'm like, gosh, there was something in me that's like, oh, you should pay attention to this, but I had no idea. It was really hard to wrap my head around it, just like it is for a lot of people today. And so I just kind of put a pin in it, I was like, all right, I'll watch it. Completely forgot about it. And then I had a buyer who was looking around in my area, and it just stumbled upon me. I mean, it could have been anybody. And he said, I want to buy a house in Bitcoin. I'm like, okay. Actually, he didn't spring that on me until we actually found a house. We joke about it today. So we found a house, and he's like, I'm going to buy this in Bitcoin. And I was like, okay, this guy's either crazy or he's serious. And it turns out he was absolutely serious. So that's how I fell into it.
How interesting is that? And you've transacted more deals since then.
Yes. I've done 5. I've completed 5 to date. And now I've got crypto listings all over the world. I mean, pretty much like in this hemisphere, I will say. But I mean, we've got them in Puerto Rico, Uruguay, where else? The Caribbean.
So it's actually kind of springing up as its own market.
It really is. Yes.
Crypto listings. That doesn't sound like it's, on the regular MLS.
No. Well, and what I suggest to realtors, because I get buyers or sellers, I should say, all the time that, they're like, hey, maybe they've got a funky property or something like that. And they're like, I want to open this up to a new set of investors, who might be interested in something like this. And there's an absolute market for this. And if they're already working with an agent, what I say is, look, just put it on the MLS regularly and just put in the notes, we'll entertain crypto deals. And then I'll help you with the rest, because I've taken the arrows and I know how to get it done. Wow. So yeah. And a lot of them are resistant to it, so it's a lot of, there's a huge learning curve and an education component. I think a lot of it is just fear, like just fear of the unknown. But it's not going away, it's as much as I wanted to get away from it for a couple of, it just keeps finding me. So I'm like, I finally just embraced it.
You know what? I want to talk to that a little bit because, I have been interviewing a lot of people that are on our panels and going to be speaking at Ignite and Innovate. And I'm finding that the people that are speaking are just like you. It's like there's a fear, right? But you had something in you said, okay, I'm going to figure this out. Yeah. And it's not going away. So
Right.
why not embrace it? Right. I just think those mindset tools, like, all of the innovators kind of have that same pattern. Well, this is what I want. This is what I see. I'm going to just plunge in.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think you have to be willing to do that headspace wise.
Yes. Yes. And absolutely. And we can get into this, I think, in the panel, but I mean, there's so much more to just crypto transactions now. We've got these NFTs coming down the pike, and that's, we're so early, with this stuff, but that's, if it's what I think it is, it's going to change real estate like completely for the better. It's going to be a lot easier to transact. And
Right.
agents, I will say this, they will not lose out, I promise. It's all good.
You're still going to need people to, usher
Still
you
got to
through
do
the
it.
transactions, right? It's still,
Yes.
it's still an exchange, right? And those
It is,
exchanges
yeah.
have to be monitored. So this is interesting. So, okay, so the real estate transaction in crypto came first. So here's the, question. Are you investing in crypto now? Like, do
Yes,
you
I
have
am.
do you have proof now? Like, you're like, okay, this can buy real estate.
Yeah.
It's stable. There's a stableness to it,
Well, I mean, you got to be able to stomach the ups and downs. I mean, it got up to just this week. Oh, there's my dog. Sorry. It got up to about 67,000, I think, this week, and now it's down to like, last I checked, it was like 60. So you got to be able to ride the wave. People who are smarter than me say it's going to be six figures still by the end of the year. They're very optimistic about that. Who knows? Elon Musk could tweet something, and then it could all just go down from there. So anyway,
wow.
But yeah, I mean, the investors that I deal with, they're pretty savvy, and they've got strong stomachs, so they know how it behaves. Yeah,
they must have to be, to have accumulated enough crypto to be purchasing real estate, right? And from what I understand, and this is just hearsay, word on the street, is crypto investors have a lot of capital gains that they have to deal with, right? So evaluating their portfolios into something like real estate must be a really good move for them. Right?
It is, and and I will say there are in a straight crypto transaction, there will be capital gains, because if you bought it at 10 and you're buying a house at 60, there's going to be some capital gains involved. But what I always say is get with your CPA, and maybe you can offset it somehow, invest in an opportunity zone, 1031 out of it, something like that. I mean, there's ways that you can finagle that, and you can also, and there's also collateralized crypto loans now where they don't have to cash out, and that's not a taxable event. So that wasn't available really, a few years ago. There was only one game in town, and now there's competition.
Say that one more time. There's collateralized crypto loans now.
Yeah. Yes.
Wow.
Precisely. Yeah.
Okay.
Whole market. It's a whole brand new market.
Okay, and once again, I'm just gonna, say I'm a newbie. I don't know what I'm saying, but I'm using words like, so this is just transferring crypto in people's wallets, right? Because that's where you hold your crypto, in a wallet. True?
Yep.
Yeah. So then when you're in escrow, then you're just transferring wallets over to somebody else.
There have been deals done that way, if it's like a wallet to wallet, and those can be a little tricky, and there needs to be some due diligence and some attorneys involved that hold the crypto, the custodial wallets. That has happened. Those haven't been my dealings yet. It's coming.
So how then it converts, so they convert their wallet into cash. Okay.
Yeah, we do. I actually have now. I've got 2 escrow companies here in Southern California that do crypto conversions. And
okay, so this is it. Okay, you can't use the same old regular escrow company. You're not using the same old regular financiers, right? This is like a whole new emerging market that's going to come and start to be part of our common grounds, right?
Yes, I wholeheartedly believe that. Whether it's in the next year or 5 years, we're still trying to figure it out. And honestly, we don't. And these are how you put it, old escrow company. Like, they've been around. They were just a little bit more forward thinking and open minded, and they see the value in this. they're not transacting a whole heck of a lot right now, but they will be, and they've done quite a few, and they help other, people all over the country. So it's definitely coming, and they're able to do it. And we may not have all the answers, but at least I'm so thankful that I have people in my sphere that we can at least have the conversation and try to figure this out. I mean, everything's every transaction is different in some way. So
Yeah.
we have those conversations like daily.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And I just can't wait to hear more. And I'm sure the women that are listening to this interview won't be able to wait to hear more. So ladies, if you are interested in hearing more about Piper and her crypto adventures.
Oh, it's been an adventure. All right.
You're going to need to visit igniteandinnovate.com and pick up a ticket. Join us for that one day. There's Piper, I'm going to name you our crypto queen. Piper is going to be our crypto queen. She's going to be speaking to us that day, as well as a bunch of other women innovators. So Piper, thank you for coming on today and just giving us a little taste of what's to come. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.